Hey fellas, how you doing? It's Johnny. I wanted to talk about something. I know that this is gonna be of your concern. It's gonna help you. It's definitely something that I always think about. It's something that I always struggle with my whole life. It's something that I know people that come to me and work with me struggle with. I think it's something that everyone struggles with in general. It's probably something that I definitely still struggle with now, but the exciting thing is that I struggle with it very less. And that's being afraid to change, because we're afraid of other people's opinions. If we change, what that person think. This was me all through my life growing up. This is really where, this is where my social anxiety stemmed from. It was always that huge fear of being judged by people. And I think the most people that we're frightened to be judged by, I can speak for myself in this, is our loved ones, our family and our close friends, or the people that are around us. Of course we're frightened to be judged by strangers. That can be a terrifying fear as well, because someone who doesn't know you judging you, that can feel incredibly personal, intrusive. But I don't think there's any bigger fear than being judged by the people around you, because they're the people that love you. So if we're being very honest, and I'm being honest as always, growing up as a young boy, I know you're going to hear this a lot, and a lot of people say it, and we like to think that we're special, which I believe we all are. I always felt different. I always felt different to my peer group. I felt different in school. I felt different with my friends. I felt different around my family. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way, in a sense of I felt better than people, because for most of my life I felt worthless. I felt below. I felt like I shouldn't even exist. But there was another part of me. There was a part of me that wanted to speak to, wanted to communicate, that was scared but excited and wanted to express. I believe that to be this person now, this guy, this person. I was so scared of everything, scared of being scared, afraid of being afraid, terrified of fear, terrified of making a mistake. A simple mundane mistake. I remember if my dad said, "Can you pass me that pint of milk out of the fridge please?" I would get scared in case I made a mistake. Something so small and mundane, but that small fear led to big fears. So being scared to maybe drop the milk on the floor and look stupid and be told off by my dad and criticised, which was very common, that fear carried out to walking down the street in public and holding eye contact with people. That fear carried out to afraid to speak in public, afraid to speak around friends and family. Sometimes I'd just seize up, go quiet, couldn't speak. Just fear would come up, couldn't speak. It was always a feeling of frustration. I had a lot of energy when I was a young boy. But then moments in my life where I would express myself through playing football. And then after playing football, coming home and being back with the feelings of lost, empty, unloved, not liked, thought people hated me. I was paranoid. I thought my family hated me. I thought my mum and dad hated me. When they used to look at me, I thought they can't stand me. That was the irrational fears from social anxiety. You can imagine, well, I'm sure you can imagine if you've been going through this. It's likely if you're following my YouTube channel, you're probably experiencing something very similar. Now, we all experience this if we're honest. Most coaches or most people won't speak about it, but as I've always said, at what level are we experiencing this? Because where I'm at now is, life is beautiful, it's changed. This is where I get people I work with. This is why I want to get as many people as I can. I really relate to shyness, social phobia, just fear. I relate to fear and anxiety in your life. Being afraid to, just trying to get the camera right here, being afraid to do what you want to do. And it's weird, because sometimes another voice will come up and get angry and just say, why the fuck do I care about what people think about me? Because I've got a very low opinion of myself, so what difference would it make if they had a bad opinion? Because I feel bad anyway. So to some extent it started to make me feel positive. The only way is up. If you're rock bottom, you're on the floor, your self-esteem is non-existent, you don't trust anyone, you don't like people because you feel they don't like you, what's to lose? Surely the only way is up. Can't get any worse, can it? The way I used to look at it, the next worst thing's death. I know that's morbid, but I'm just telling the truth. But now I think maybe death would be better. Maybe it'd be better to be dead, so I haven't got to face this, I haven't got to feel like this all the time, and I haven't got to keep having to deal with the shame and the guilt and the embarrassment, constant embarrassment. Embarrassed to be myself. Didn't even know which self, didn't even know who I was. About 20 personalities, one personality for my dad, to please my dad, one personality for my mum, a personality for my friends at the time. Just changing. What's the animal? I can't think of the name that changes. Is it the chameleon? I can't remember the name. Changing all the time to suit people, people pleaser. But then sometimes being violent, just snapping. I couldn't express, I couldn't be like this, just myself. But I can appreciate, I realise now why so many people in our society struggle with being themselves, because being yourself is not just being yourself socially, it's actually doing the things you want to do in your life. If you're doing a job that you don't like and you hate, you're not being yourself. You're not being your best self anyway. I'm not saying that to be critical, because I was doing that myself. When I was signing on Job Seekers Allowance, I wasn't myself. That's not myself. That's my frightened, insecure self. That's me putting on an act. It's me pretending to be not confident. It's me pretending to be poor. See my point? All this because I'm bullied at school and criticised by loved ones. Let it affect me. Go deeper into the psychology, fear of not being liked, fear of being abandoned. I had no kingdom within. I didn't know how to build a kingdom within. I didn't have the confidence or the courage or the audacity to build the kingdom within. So what happened to me? How did I change it? We can talk about it all day, can't we? How did I change? People ask me all the time, how did you do it? How have you achieved the things you've achieved? I ask myself sometimes, guys. I have to step out and take a different view at life, because I'm fucking blessed. I had enough of it. Enough is enough. That's what I said to myself. Enough is enough. Even with the whole women thing, when I couldn't get women, I pretended to be shy. Can you believe that? I pretended that I could have erectile dysfunction, because fear makes you do that if you let it beat you. Beats you into the ground. I pretended to be unattractive. Can you believe that? I pretended to be unattractive. I acted nervous. I spoke with a stutter. I couldn't make eye contact. I walked funny. I dressed funny. I know, my hairstyle's still funny. I'm not going to change my hair. I like my hair this way. Got to appreciate it while it's still here, it's going. But I acted out an insecure personality, self-hate, because I hated the people around me, hated people. I had one of my students, he was so honest, I really appreciated it, the courage to say this to me. Great guy, he said to me, Johnny, I hate people. I'm sorry, John. I said, no, don't be sorry, it's all right. I know how you feel. I went through that. I said, it's because you hate yourself, don't you? And he said, yeah, I do. I said, that's okay, because I used to hate myself and I hated people. It's just a projection. Once we build the kingdom within you, love yourself, and you just get the anxiety out of the way, you'll be all right, you'll love people. So it's not people you hate, it's yourself. I hated myself too. Would never even have had the courage to admit that back then. That's why it's nice when you see someone who's changed their story, and then they can, most times what happens is we change the story, then we've got the confidence to admit how insecure we used to be, because we don't feel the shame anymore. It's a bit selfish, isn't it? Is it selfish of me? I know, but this is the only way I can help you. So yeah, I just pretended to be poor. I pretended to live on the council estate. I was living a false life. I was living in the wrong body, with the wrong beliefs. Wrong body, wrong beliefs equals wrong reality. I knew it wasn't right, it didn't feel right. You know when people say something doesn't feel right, it's because it ain't right. And then you have people say, I really enjoy what I do, it feels right, it feels like it's my calling. It's because it is your calling. It always tells us. It's not something that's intellectually understood, it's something that is it's a knowing, it's an emotional understanding. The kingdom within. So interestingly enough now, what I'm excited to share with you guys or girls, if you're thinking, fucking hell, there's no hope for me, that's how I feel. There is hope for you, because I changed it. Now, okay, sorry, I've gone off topic. How did I do it? People want to know the anecdote. Let's get to the point. I got so depressed, I got so sick of feeling lonely, I got so sick of feeling worthless. I got so sick of feeling hated and hating people and not trusting anything and not enjoying my life. I thought, I'm gonna give this everything I have. So I had to, it's getting vulnerable, isn't it? It's surrendering, it's stop clinging, as Alan Watts says. Alan Watts would say, stop clinging onto life, clinging onto it. He said you've got two types of people. You've got clingy people. This can alter between people, obviously, like introvert, extrovert. You've got people who cling to life, anxiety, they're clinging, holding on, scarcity. And you've got people that just let go, fuck it, let go, let go. And it's just kind of, let me share the mindset with you so I can get you to understand it. Stop trying to be liked. Stop trying to make people like you. Forget about it. Stop trying to get women. Stop trying to please your family. And I don't mean disrespect them, but you know what I mean. Stop trying to please society. Just let go. And in the letting go, it's incredible. You get a second strength and it all comes to you. The confidence, the self-esteem. But what I didn't realise was for all my life, I was actually building the courage to get my integrity, because all I ever wanted in my life was love in my life and honesty. That's all I ever wanted. And that's what I have. That's what I've created. That's why I want to share this with you, see if it does something to you. I didn't want lying relationships. I didn't want to wear a mask with my friends. I didn't want to wear a mask with I didn't want to be a cheat, a liar, dishonest person, and a person who has got a distorted inner monologue. I mean, we've all got distorted inner monologues, but you know I'm talking on the whole. I did not want to be a lie, but I lived a lie. I lived a lie. In a sense, it's no different, and I'm as straight as they come, don't ever get it twisted, but it's no different for someone coming out and saying, you know what, I'm gay. Don't worry, I'm not gay, all right? Don't get any ideas. But I know how, I'd seen a speech the other day, and it really inspired me actually to do this video. I don't know what the guy's name was, it was on TED, but it was an American, it was a football player, or I don't know what, some sort of football player, and for his whole life he was gay, he was hiding it, and he came out and he done a talk, and it inspired me. It inspired me. When I was younger, you know, I was very homophobic because that's how my friends were, what we were around, but I wasn't even my true self. So I know how he feels, because I ain't gay, but I've come out. And that's what you guys need to do. You haven't come out yet, you fucking around. Sorry, my language is passion. Don't mistake my cursing for negativity. It's pure love's passion. As the Greeks would say, it's passion. You haven't come out yet. You bullshitting, you fucking around. You playing games and you getting games back. You pretending to be unattractive. You're pretending to be socially inept. Don't fuck around. You're confident. Don't mess around me. Don't mess around. I'm talking to myself in the past, my inner child, so I can share with you guys and get vulnerable and then help you. Because that's, I always thought to myself, I know I'm a kind, honest, loving person. I also know I'm selfish as well, because I like what Alan Watts was saying. If we don't admit there's a bit of selfishness in us, we're not a genuine person. A genuine person can acknowledge and admit and not hide that there's a bit of selfishness in them. We need that bit of selfishness, but most people pretend they're not selfish. You're pretending right now. Your problem isn't a little bit of approach anxiety to speak to women. Your problem is you're scared of yourself. I was afraid to be this person. I was afraid to say, I have a right to make money. I don't want to live in a poor neighborhood. I don't want to live in a poor neighborhood. I want to have nice things in my life. I want to be a nice person. I want the confidence and the self-esteem to be a nice man. That's all I wanted. Within that transition, all the other things would come as a consequence of me being a nice man. I didn't want to be a violent man who had to intimidate people and to talk behind people's back. That was not me. That was never who I was. I didn't want to be a racist person, but that's the people I was around. Everyone was racist towards one another, prejudiced, racist. His girlfriend's horrible because she's better looking than my girlfriend, or he's got a car. That's not the way to live. I wanted pure love in my life. That's what I wanted to teach my sons, my future son. As Tupac would say, my unborn child. And it's interesting because I got inspired by so many people around me. I even got inspired by the dishonesty that was around me. For some reason it was strange, because I'm going to contradict myself to stress a point. People like Tupac helped me to be myself. I'm going to start naming names. I'm going to get really passionate. People like Tupac, people like Les Brown, I was inspired by actors. I used to watch Jonathan Ross at my nan's. He has a Jonathan Ross show. I was in pain these days. I couldn't tell anyone. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to complain about it. And he'd bring on these actors, and I was fascinated by these people. I thought, these confident people, these successful, attractive, socially relaxed. I want to be like that. That's how I am. I'm talented. And I'm thinking these things on job seekers allowance paycheck, but I believed it was real and I made it reality. I knew it. I knew these are human beings. If they could do it, I can do it. I wanted to do something creative. I wanted to be actor. I wanted to inspire. I wanted to do something massive. I wasn't aiming small. I didn't want to work in the 9-to-5 job. And I'm not putting anyone down. But I did it. I'll tell you some of the jobs I've done so you know that I've had it hard. I know what I'm talking about. I worked as a postman at Royal Mail for 3 years. I worked on a market stall selling shoes. I worked as a labourer for years on and off, sweeping the floor, carrying bricks, carrying muck, smashing out floors and ceilings. I'd done all that. I was a drug dealer when I was 19. I got arrested for that. I worked in bars, I worked in retail, and I'm going to be straight and tell how it is. I hated it. I absolutely despised it. I hated 9-to-5. I didn't like it. I was afraid to say it. I didn't want to offend other people. That's my whole life. I was scared to offend people, but I wasn't really scared to offend people. I was scared to be myself, because I knew that my true self was this person, was a strong, confident, charismatic, loving, outspoken, intelligent, charming, ambitious man. What's wrong with that? I almost felt like there wasn't enough room in the world for me to be myself. If I was myself, the universe would stop. So I had to shut up and put up. Nope, I had to make changes. So I started to, on an unconscious level, I started to chip away at the dishonesty in my life. It took a long time. I've only been honest in the last 1.5 years, but it feels longer. But it was a process. I've been enjoying the process of cleaning my life up. I've arrived, as Ellen Watts says. Doesn't mean I'm complete, but I've arrived. I'm awakened. And my job is to awaken men to their potential, awaken them to their inner beauty, awaken them to the job they want to do, awaken them to be dating the woman that they should be dating, the people they should be around. I'm done with that stuff, feeling bad about wanting to be ambitious. If it offends people, tough shit, that's their problem. Everyone's got 24 hours in a day. We all breathe the same air, we bleed the same blood, so everyone's equal. I really believe that. I've got as much opportunity as Brad Pitt. I'm not as good looking as him, but we've got the same amount of hours in a day. I'm breathing, I'm even younger, I've got more opportunity. So what's stopping you? Powerful message. That's the message about my whole YouTube channel, is about being yourself. And it's not just being yourself socially, that is a great start. It is being yourself in your life. Integrity, congruence, the kingdom within. If we build the kingdom within, we get our integrity right, everything around us that's dishonest, we clean it up. Nature will do that for us naturally. You don't have to go around telling your friends what to do. You just don't worry about it. Just focus on you changing. And I keep saying it because I love it. It's become a very profound quote for me from Gandhi. Be the change that you want to see in the world, and it all changes. So I'm myself. This is me. I'm doing what I love. I wasn't going mad. People laughed at me. Teachers laughed at me. Family laughed at me. Friends laughed at me. So I'll be nothing. I'd amount to nothing. I'm inspiring the whole world. I have to appreciate that. I'm inspiring the whole world. I'm inspiring myself. I've got self. I like who I am. I love people. I trust people. I trust myself. That's quite fantastic, isn't it? It's not bad from a guy from a council estate that was on job seekers allowance, that was ashamed to queue up in the line to collect his cheque, was having panic attacks at home, you know, was running in and out the toilet with diarrhea because he was so scared of going out into the street, being judged by people. I'm not scared anymore. I'm passionate, I'm inspired. I get scared sometimes, but I'm excited. I'm gonna do more. I want you guys to do more. Enjoy the process, alright? I'll see you soon.